And live.
Welcome, Rick. It's for the inaugural LinkedIn Live sessions. So I'm here with Rick Hellers, the CEO of ScanLogic. Nice to see you, Rick.
Hey, good to see you as well.
That's great. So we had a couple of conversations earlier on thinking about what we might want to chat about. And I think one of the things that really sort of brings me to this place year on year is the community and what the vibe is about ILTACON. Why don't you talk to me about your journey with ILTACON and your history and where we are, and then we can see where we get to.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous part of my life. I'm 45 years in legal tech.
Oh, wow.
This is my 36th ILTACON. I was here at the beginning. And, you know, as I'm getting older, I'm having a lot of reflections, and I find that I think back to the early days, and we were pioneers.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have survived. We were a group of law firms that were running a practice management system. We called it a time billing and accounting system back then. And there were no manuals, there were no Google, nobody had ever done it before. And we'd call each other and say, you know, I'm stuck and I can't go home until I get this figured out. Can you help? And that evolved into what today is ILTACON.
Oh, wow.
And it's amazing to see that community, that spirit, that willingness to give back is baked into everything we still do.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. So coming from the UK, my first ILTACON was 2012, you know, and I was amazed by the scale, but I was amazed by the scale of generosity and literally like new faces coming into the market. What we were doing at HiQ at the time was really quite big in the UK and then growing in the US, and it was like we were just welcomed with everyone and anything. So it was a really good sort of place to be. 36 years though, there's lots of change happening right now. I mean, obviously, like the change from then to today is dramatic. I mean, there's more power in your iPhone than there was in a computer room that was the size of whatever this space.
Yeah, our first systems the technology in the 80s was a fax machine,
yep,
a telephone system, a Wang computer. Running a word processing department and a time billing and accounting system.
Yeah.
And that was it. And in the 90s, the biggest challenge was how do we get lawyers to embrace technology? I remember surveys back then were done on how many lawyers do you have in your firm that have a PC on their desktop?
Yeah, wow.
And then the kind of secret survey was, how many of them actually turn it on?
That's the thing, but you think about sort of adoption of legal tech today. I mean, I have conversations with my team, and it's been a sort of a running thread. Getting lawyers to adopt tech was always a challenge, always quite trying to work out the ROI for law firms, what they were doing and how they were doing it. But you look at sort of the pace of change today, I feel like, and I don't know about you, but the amount of change that's happened in the last 3 years eclipses the amount of change that's happened in the last 10.
Well, sure. My generation, we didn't grow up with computers,
yeah,
right? We kind of stumbled into them in our 20s and pioneered and innovated and all those things. This generation's grown up with Google, has grown up with computers, expects it. I have young kids, and they grab my phone and can do things that I can't do. And so it's only natural that technology is finally going faster in law firms.
Yeah.
It's only natural.
I think it's like it's beyond the sort of the tech that you were just talking about earlier is the operational tech, and it's the tech that's in the hands of the lawyers, making them more efficient, more productive, thinking about all of those different integrations. As a vendor, how do you sort of keep up with the pace of change? The news, the updates, AI, this, that. I mean, I know as a vendor myself, I struggle to keep up with everything. How do you as a business, what do you think about these things, and how do you put the perspective of the customer first beyond experiencing this kind of community and sharing and everything else?
Great question. I mean, the first and foremost is talk to the clients, talk to the users, understand their pain points, surround yourself by people who are tinkers or willing to try things and not worry about whether it was right or wrong, but just try it, break it, learn from it, right? Conferences like this, I mean, this is community. I feel, like there are 4,400 people here this year. I have done my level best to try to connect and talk and shake every single one of their hand.
Yeah.
Because I learned something from every single conversation. The education here has always been top notch, right? Above and beyond what any organization has ever been able to put together, and it's all volunteers.
Yeah,
it's freaking amazing.
But it comes back to that community. It's people helping people, and it's like the boundaries and the sort of for me, the boundaries between vendor, firm, sort of organization, volunteer. We're just humans. We're just connected, and it's that natural sort of sharing, and it's the environment that ILTA fosters, which is really sort of, well, it brings me back. It's really weird. It's one of those things. You make friends of your clients, you make friends of your sort of vendors and competitors, and it's like you sit there and you go, I come here and I spend a lot of time sort of like you, connecting with as many people as possible. But I've got people that I met in 2012 that I look forward to seeing once a year at ILTACON.
Indeed.
And it's part of the fabric of what we do and how we do it.
Yeah.
One last question, Rick. So what does ILTACON look like going forward? Are we because there's so many more events than there used to be. I think this is still the premier sort of event for bringing everyone together. There's so many different types of vendors, so many different types of communities, from KM to like lawyers and everyone else sort of in between. How do we sort of beyond the community? What are we doing next? What do we need to do? What do we need to be thinking about?
Continue to transform.
Yep.
Right? And if you think about that word, transformation, that's what we've been doing lately. We've been digitally transforming. I kind of laugh at that because I was in the beginning, we really digitally transformed when we went from pure analog to digital. But ILTACON has been part of every transformation in technology that law firms have had, and they've always been at the leading edge of it. So I think that's just it, is continuing to transform as the technology transforms.
Yeah.
Continue to have that community spirit.
No.
Continue to help others, right? Continue to grow the next generation.
Yeah, definitely. Rick, thank you very much for taking the time. It's a real pleasure. And thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers to everyone.
Yeah.